Oh, you guys, so round 5 at Batley Buggy Club, hosted as always at MB Models, MB Raceway. It was last Saturday, which I can't remember the date off the top of my head. But yes, round 5, of which I've now completed 3 rounds, including this one. So I've definitely got to do the next one, and that'll be me 4 rounds to count for the championship. Not that I'm fighting for anything, but I'd like to see me actually complete enough rounds to see where I'd end up in some sort of championship. Give me an indication of, what, 6 races in now, I think I am, 7 races. See how I'm doing with the whole buggy malarkey. Well, we had a cracking turnout from Team Snafu. Well attended as always, so it was going to be a very good day. Let's have a smile, lads. Hey, let's have a smile. Morning. As always, there was some really good banter in the pits with everybody, and a brand new driver to buggies. Although he's not a new racer to RC, he's really fast with his mini and things like that. Definitely new to buggies, and had some interesting ideas when it came to setup. So we've got a first-time racer running a Schumacher. New car to you?
New car, yeah.
Yeah. So what? And I've just heard a rumour that the shocks needed topping up with oil.
And I didn't have any, so I just put a bit of cooking oil in.
And what sort of cooking oil? This is what we'll need to know. Yeah. Is it crisp and dry?
It's not just any. It's extra virgin.
Extra virgin
olive oil.
Not flavoured. No hint of garlic.
There's no chili in it. No. I didn't want to go crazy on rubber seals, you know.
And how did we find it on first practice?
All right. Yeah.
Really did it smell as it was going round?
It smelled good. Yeah.
Genius or gee whiz, don't do that again. Who knows? It's definitely fair to say that all the members of Team Snafu do our best to encourage each other, and when things are not going quite as well as what they should, support each other in a friendly, supportive, caring, nurturing, constructive criticism sort of a way.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a weak bit, that, isn't it?
Meanwhile, in the pits.
In the pits.
Managed to get the car fixed, and thankfully a 17 lapper managed to put a smile on his face. So after getting 17 laps, where have we come?
First, I'm on pole.
On pole?
Yeah.
Which final?
Zed.
That smile was short-lived, as the youngest member of Team Snafu soon put into perspective exactly what sort of qualifying that was. Alfie Lee, which final are you in? And is that 3 finals up from Mark? 2 finals better.
Because I'm better than him.
There you go. Now that doesn't mean in your darkest hour of need, Team Snafu will just abandon you. No, we will stand at trackside and support our colleague. Come on, Mark, no jump start. Okay, hell. Oh. Oh. Yeah, he's getting away. Oh. Now, with all of those shenanigans out of the way, it was time to get on with the serious side of racing, which was me trying to do better. Now, as you know, with other videos I've done, I've been desperately trying to keep this budget friendly, so I'm trying to keep costs down as far as I can. So currently all in I stand at about £350, £370-ish, give or take, for everything with the car, notwithstanding radio gear, but the everything to get up and running, some new tyres and some bits that have broken here and there. I think I'm all in about £370 so far. So you can go and race on, I'm not going to say a budget, because 370 quid is still 370 quid, but it's not breaking the bank. I know people that go and spend more than £3,000 on a mountain bike and use it twice a year. So I think in the scheme of things for hobbies, we're doing all right. I think we're not doing too bad. After last week's crashes and stuff like that, there were definitely things we needed to change with the car. only because it were in bits, so we took the opportunity to change some pieces because it made sense to do so. Now, under here you've got your bulkhead, which connects. Now luckily now it's in blue, so it's this piece here. I don't know if you can see behind this skid guard or whatever it's called. This blue piece here, I think it's called the steering knuckle, head, brace. Come on people, comments below, help everybody out. Now in this car, when it broke, this was brass, and what seemed to happen whenever the car was jumping, it was clearly going to be nose heavy because it was a lot heavier at the front. So in order to bring the back up, I was having to gas it a little bit to level it out. But 6 races in, I am not talented enough to get the car on its wheels going round a corner quickly, let alone start worrying about altering trimming mid-flight. It's outside of my wheelhouse. So as soon as we'd spotted that this was brass, because it was broken, but the brass wasn't broken, all the ancillary bits around it had broke, it was suggested that I swap it to an aluminium one. Now this aluminium one, again, it's come second hand from somebody else, so it's not brand new, it's not breaking the bank. I think we're 15 quid in to swap it, but I'll tell you now, it did make a substantial difference to how the car seemed to handle in the air. It seemed very flat, it seemed a lot more balanced. Also, in a previous video, I was talking about the fact that it didn't seem to have a lot of braking when I was reach the bottom corner at the end of the straight. And what I was told was because of the weight transfer, so because it was heavier at the front, it would dive like that. And if you can imagine, there's no brakes on the front of the car, so additional weight going on the front of the car isn't doing anything to stop it. It's actually reducing the braking, because as that weight tips forward, these wheels aren't as... there isn't as much weight over the back to give you as much grip to initiate more braking. So the actual, if you can imagine, all your braking's happening here, your brakes are at the back of the car. So as you're applying the brake, it was being tipped forward, and there was less contact, so there was less braking. Also, I got told, and it was also adding to the effect of pushing through corners. The crux of it is, after all that techno-code babble, if you're running indoors and you're running a brass or any weight up front, take it out. That's yeah. You don't need to know why. Better people have experimented. They're telling me to do that. That's what I did. So Q1, and is there a bit of sale on at Travis Perkins or a timber merchant? Because all of a sudden there was more. Now, they're called features, but we all call them jumps and ramps and stuff like that, but they are features. Now, there was more jumps and ramps than I've ever seen before in my life. It was, you go around a corner, there's a jump, and there's a jump onto a jump, or there's some bobbles, or a big loop, or a step up, step off, step thing. Yet the only place there wasn't a feature was down the straight, and in all honesty, there might have been a feature, because 9 times out of 10, there was a car pirouetting down that you had to dodge. But anyway, that being the point, the track was really complicated and interesting, and there was an awful lot going on. And from my point of view, with the tracks that I've seen so far, yeah, there was a lot to get my head round. And my understanding is they'd actually made it simpler from the previous Wednesday because it was carnage. But nevertheless, we'll persevere and we'll see how we get on. So 16 laps for my Q1. I was quite pleased with that, to be perfectly frank. I'm always kind of searching for a 17 at MB Raceway, so to get a 16 out of the bag with the track being as complicated as it was, I gotta be honest, I was quite pleased with that. Q2, 16 laps again, no real improvements and nothing really I can say that I was doing wrong. I was coping with the jumps as best I could. I'm not flying into them or anything, I'm not trying to over jump things, I'm just trying not to crash, because an upside down car is really slow, really slow. Q3, there's a bit of a pattern forming here. 16 laps again, genuinely no improvement, and the car suddenly not feeling all that clever. But I can't quite put my finger on what it was that was wrong with the car. It just felt skittish, especially over the washboard. Now, if you hit what I've seen, and I'll pause a section in my race video now. if you hit it quite quick, you can actually clear all the washboardy bits and drop, but I'm not talented enough to do that lap after lap after lap. So what I find myself doing is going over it, and the car's getting really skittish over that. But as it lands and I come around the corner, it's starting pirouetting on me, and yeah, don't really know what that is. Only happened a couple of times, but it was definitely hindering me because my confidence was growing with other parts of the track. So I was expecting to be a bit quicker than I was, to be honest. So not disappointed, but disappointed. Q4, yeah, 15 laps, and I'm now in a position where I can identify what the problem is, and the tyres were scoobied. There was just no grip left in the rear tyres at all. Clearly, this was the fourth race I'd done on those rears now. Oh, sorry, fourth race, fourth time I turned up. Fourth time I've used those tyres on separate race occasions, and clear that is now one too many. It was pirouetting almost out of every hairpin, so I was just losing time. So then you're driving to compensate for that fact and trying to be smoother on the throttle and things like that, so you can't be as aggressive, because every time I was being aggressive it was just lighting the car up and wanting to come round on itself. But it's frustrating, but it's good as well, because I'm now getting to the stage where I can identify little issues myself, as opposed to sort of going, somebody please watch my car and tell me what's wrong, because the car hadn't changed, everything was okay. Everything was genuinely, the car was all right, it was performing all right, well, certainly well within expectations. The car with a proper driver and a decent set of tyres on would probably do an 18 lap. There's a challenge out there for somebody. Maybe there's a car swap there, who, you know, maybe a car swap with somebody. Might want to see if they think they're a good driver with, you know, 350 quid's worth of equipment. We'll see if something happens with that. A new set of tyres went on for the final, and yeah, let's see how we got on, eh?
Right, 10 seconds. Good luck, drivers. Keep it nice and tidy.
There we go, guys. Right, 10 seconds. I'm position 6. Try not to get caught up in the first corner. That's the plan, anyway. Right, we're off. Ooh, went wide, up the inside. Sharpie just got up the inside of me there. So I think I'm in, yeah, still in 6th. No, 5th. 4th. So 4th going over the first jump there. Oh, ran wide, back to 6th. As I say, feature after feature. So, right, that's first lap done. Let's try to concentrate on what you're doing now. Right, closing in on him. Tried to get up the inside, that weren't doing. Tried to go up the inside there, that were a bit optimistic of me, I suppose. Over the double. Oh, just grip rolled. Just turned a bit too soon, so as I landed, I've just turned too soon. Thanks, Marshall. Over those two jumps, over that hump. Standing next to the cooking oil king. Over the bumps there. Yeah, not too bad. Just feature after feature, so see how just you lose so much time through crashing. So such a balance to be had now on the track between trying to push and go quick but not make a mistake that ends you up upside down or needing to be marshalled. Great track though, really enjoyed it. Loads to concentrate on. Well, that were nice, I landed that well. Round. Come on, put your foot down now, Bran. Let's start chasing people if we can. Making a bit of progress. Yeah, tidy. Much better grip now on the back. Out of that corner it were trying to spin round on me. Anywhere where there was momentum it were alright, but coming over these washboards now, it was doing a pirouette on itself, just as you implied the gas.
Is that you, Nathan?
That blue car's getting close. Yeah, down the straight. Oh, well, a bit more aggressive on the straight. Car seemed to perform a bit better. If I'd not be as hesitant with it. Such a balance to be had between, you know, being hesitant enough so you don't crash, but also putting the foot down so that you actually get somewhere, and the car does perform a bit better if I'm pushing. See, I cleared that washboard then. Well, that's better. Oh, just See, that bit of confidence from those 2 laps just instantly ironed out. Bit of a tangle with that red car there, sorry pal. Squirt down the straight, over the washboards. Come on, Bren, you can get that. Oh, just see, it's good to watch all the A and B lads now. They really are a step above us lot. It's just little mistakes. This track definitely keeps the marshals busy.
So your white and pink car is in the
Round at the top. Come on, put your foot down, Bram. Hesitant. I can tell I'm being tentative. Oh, landed that well though. Come on. So the pink and white car, I think, is the leader. So I know he's behind me, got called out, so I just run wide here for him, up the inside. Well, definitely don't want to trip him up. Well, not on purpose anyway.
Andy Talbot in second place.
Doing alright, cracking on. Steady away. Oh, see, just ricocheted when I was off the gas for those washboards. Just seemed to get a bit skittish. Now these next 2 jumps here, this one and this one, it took me until Q3 to realise you can straight line them. I kept turning, and I was certain I was going to end up jumping onto the straight. So there's the cooking oil kid in front of me now. I've got to go and hunt him down, but I didn't know that that was his car, to be honest. I didn't really take enough note of his livery. So we're right there, and the blue car behind. So that's 5th, 6th, and 7th on the road together. We're in a bit of a train, but we didn't realise. Oh, I was lucky to get away with that. I'd like to say that was skill, but it was luck. Ran wide there. Come on, Bren, get after him. But I didn't know I was fighting for that position.
Got clean air, so
Come on, keep going, keep going. So the race is finished now, but I'd have properly full sent that, and I really tried to. I'd have tried a lot harder if I'd have known. Gutted, but you can tell. Talking with enthusiasm, there's a smile on my face as I'm watching it. And
yeah, but I think we're a lap down.
Yeah, 1 place up for the cooking oil kid there on his debut.
Thanks, Ruben.
Cheers, Ruben, as always.
Yeah,
Right,
we'll be doing.
back to the studio. You know, almost had you. I didn't realise it was as close as what it was at the end between 5th, 6th, and 3rd. Nathan, you were leading at one point with your vegetable oil powered shocks, so they were doing everything right. But excuse me, the track really does reward no crashes. You can't afford to crash on that middle infield section, because if your car slips down behind that step up, step off thing, you lose loads of time as a marshal has to come round, find it, retrieve it, put it back on the track. You're hemorrhaging time, so you've got to be really careful there. And Nathan, I think you were leading at one point, so you've clearly had a series of snafus that have cost you to fall back to where I actually thought you were lapping me at one point, but it was me chasing you down. And the guy behind me, he was only within a second of me as well. I didn't realise it was as close and as exciting as it was, because I was that busy just worrying about jumping over the features. So it goes to show that there's although there's battles going on the track, you don't always know that there's a battle going on the track, because you're just worrying about not crashing. So I wish I'd have known it was that close. I'd have gone full send through some of the corners. So yeah, it was good. It was a good event. I really enjoyed all the technical features, And yeah, although I don't think position-wise it shows that I'm improving, my skill and knowledge base is improving every time I run the car. So it's all positive, and I'm gaining lots of good experience. And also, try not to be too, myself and anybody else in lower categories, don't be too hard on yourself, guys. There's some very fast drivers turn up at MB models, either on a Wednesday and for these Saturday races as well. It's, you know, it's one of the best venues in the country probably, and it attracts some very, very fast racers. So don't criticise or drive home too grumpy if things haven't gone well. You're probably doing all right, and at a smaller club you probably do quite well. Or I'm going to say that and hope for the best and not turn up now at a smaller club and get lynched. So definite things to take away. Tyres. I should have known that they're more important than they are from my mini days, to be honest, but I actually thought they'd last longer than they would. But clearly not. I mean, there is a lot of power, I suppose, going through these, so they are going to wear out. But yeah, tyres, got to stay on top of my tyre game a bit better. That's a definite big takeaway that I need to do. So to the Team X-Ray team, I forget your name when I'm doing the video off the top of my head. Sorry, I should be better prepared. But for the donation of a set of tyres, thank you very much. Hugely appreciated. But the other thing to take away is I noticed that my ride height, I'm about maybe 2 mil too high at the front and at least 2 or 3 mil too high at the back. So although the car is sitting, everybody likes these shots, don't they? I like them. Although the car sits and lands and flies now quite well, it's probably just that bit too high. And I need to get my ride height game a little bit better so that, yeah, it's just one less thing to worry about on race day. Other than that, everybody, thanks for watching. Thank you so much for the continued support. For the couple of people that came and said hello at trackside, thank you. I really appreciate that. It was nice to say hello. Yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below, guys, if you're enjoying the videos. Let's have a thumbs up and forward it to anybody you think might enjoy it, or anybody you think doesn't enjoy it. You know, a view's a view. I don't care if you've not enjoyed it, but you watch it. Cheers, guys. Toodle pip.